Well, more Americans filed for first-time jobless benefits than had been expected, but our next guest continues to believe that the economy will start creating a modest amount of jobs. Conrad DeQuadros is senior economist and partner at RDQ Economics. Conrad, great to have you back with us.
Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about that weekly jobless number. It was a bit of a disappointment, but do you say what? Don't be worried here.
I think we need to be a little bit careful about reading too much into the jobless claims data in January. The seasonal adjustment factors are very aggressive because of the holidays and the weather, so the numbers can be a lot more volatile than usual. So one of the things that we do is obviously look at the trends in claims. The 4-week average of claims had fallen for 19 straight weeks. It did rise a bit. No, the 4-week average of initial claims.
Got it.
And if we compare the level that we're at in the January employment survey week, which this data covered, to the December employment survey week, you're still seeing this general downward trend in claims. So I think we are moving closer to the point at which we actually see some modest job creation, but obviously nothing robust.
How close and how modest? Because some folks had said that we would have seen some in the December numbers.
Well, if we look just based on the jobless claims data, you know, I was in that camp that thought we could see in December. Obviously, we didn't. Could we see it in January? I think it's possible. One of the things arguing against that, though, is the fact that the weather, again, was very cold through the employment survey week. So areas like construction generally get held back by the bad weather. So, you know, I think it's a little bit difficult to make the case for January. I do think that in the first quarter, though, we'll see our first positive payroll print. I just don't think it's going to be anything to be too excited about.
All right, when do we start getting excited about job creation? Because it seems to be that a lot of companies are going to hold back on really hiring until they are so certain that we are indeed in a strong recovery, and they're going to just kind of continue to rein in costs. So when do we start to kind of get excited about job numbers again?
Well, you know, just given the level of the unemployment rate and the number of people who are now out of work, we really need to see some very robust job creation numbers to bring the unemployment rate down.
Right.
I think that maybe things start to look a little bit better if we get a little bit more clarity on healthcare. That's obviously something that I think was concerning some small businesses when they look towards creating jobs, and also some clarity on the tax situation next year.
What about, you bring up healthcare, and I think it's just about the regulatory environment overall. You have the president talking about different proposals again for the financials. Is this going to be good or bad for the economy overall?
Well, it depends. You know, if we do get, I think, a clearer, if for example, the healthcare plan, rather than just being perceived by small businesses as being a mandate for them to provide healthcare without addressing some of the cost issues, if we were to get some resolution on that, I think that small businesses may be less concerned about their costs that they don't yet know about when they go ahead and go ahead and hire people. So, you know, I think that maybe the regulatory environment improves to some extent if we start to get some clarity on some of these issues. But we do really need to see some pretty significant increases in employment to make a big dent in the unemployment rate.